Well, I think one of the biggest things is we're finally starting to see more clarity, and I have to really give credit to a lot of the amazing securities attorneys out there who are hopefully really putting themselves ahead of the curve and starting to define these things. I will say that, the government agencies have been very, very, very cooperative, very forward thinking, a lot of opposite of what we usually consider most government agencies working as.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and truly, most of the time, they don't want the technology to be burdened. But fundamentally, we still need to operate within the economic system that we have, and to do so, we need to follow and apply the rules where appropriate. One of the biggest things we're seeing is that the SEC was really leading the march on this. I mean, truly at a level you don't expect to see from an organization that's such a behemoth, to get out ahead, assign the right resources, and give people the opportunities for feedback. One of the things we've seen with the SEC versus the IRS is with the SEC, you can ask and sometimes get validation on some of these issues. With the IRS, sadly, there's less that we can rely on. As we know, you can't necessarily rely on advice given by without a formal methodology.
Right.
We have to go through a private letter ruling.
You can't just call the customer service line.
Exactly. If we want someone to validate or bless a transaction, whichever way you want to terminology it, it's something where it's going to be a significant cost, and that's something that we can look at. When there's real dollars at stake, I bet the number largely of tax professionals that have dealt with some of these things, everything on one side from offers and compromise, which are usually more rare, which is going to become a lot more common with crypto, to the other side of the table, which is the fact that some of these things are really starting to put us into areas where we can look at things like private letter rulings. When there's millions of dollars at stake and there's a nuanced situation, we can talk about real value being derived from people being able to work with other professionals and perhaps pursue some of these matters to a higher level. Until that time, we get better guidance.
So you're really watching, new stuff unfolding almost daily, and stuff that's going to not only affect now, but ongoing.
Absolutely.
So it's certainly an interesting time, for those agencies, for us as tax professionals.